Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this chat today. Today we are talking about taxes. My name is Cheption Mutai. On my channel, I share tips and expert advice on freelance tech and business. I can see guys are joining this live broadcast. Calvin Hopes, hello. How are you doing, brother? I hope you're well. Rahim Har, Rahim you say you're watching from Bangladesh. Welcome to this live broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me here. I would like you guys to tell me about your taxes. Have you ever defaulted or been penalized of tax in your country? And let me know also, let me know also where you are watching this live broadcast from. Let me know in the chat session. You say, Calvin Hobbes, do you consider yourself a Christian? Yes, I am born again Christian. Mr. Rahim, you say from Bangladesh. Agib Hussein, hey, how are you doing, brother? I hope you're well. M1HR4B, you say Chimbansini Pananini. I don't know what that means. Agib Hassan, no taxes in Dubai. Okay, that is interesting. So what do you do in Dubai? How do you deal with taxes? Do you pay taxes when you purchase goods? Do you pay taxes when you purchase goods or you do business with people? What kind of economic activity are you involved in? Let me know in the chat session. Agib Hassan, tell me how you deal with taxes in Dubai. M1, do you like Pombadillo, Crocodilo? I don't know what that means. So let's get started today. I'll be sharing more about my experience and how much I've been penalized in the past and how I dealt with those tax penalties, tax defaults, and how I came out of it. So before I get started sharing my story, I just want to know where everyone is watching from. Let me know which country are you watching from. M1HR4B, you said fried chicken or jollof rice. Fried chicken, of course, but I prefer mostly roasted chicken. So before we get started, make sure I would like to request each and every one of you to like this video and to subscribe to this YouTube channel. There is very beautiful things coming up. I have plans of launching a new book in the coming months about freelancing, how to start freelancing, then transition to business, because that is the path I have taken in the 10 years that I have, more than 10 years actually. I've been in business for 15 years, of which 10, all through I have been combining freelancing and then doing business on the side. So today we are talking about taxes. So I told you about my book because I want you to subscribe to my membership program on my channel. My membership program starts from $199, $1.99. That is, you can convert to your country. That is a very small amount, and I'll be sharing exclusive content for members only content. So now, Akipa-san, you say, before I start, you say, yes, tax is included in most purchases. The UAE introduced VAT at 5% on January 1st, 2018. This 5% VAT is included in most goods and services unless specifically exempt or zero rated. So, Agiba-san, I'm just interested on what kind of economic activity you are involved in, so that I can ask you more questions on the same. Because, for example, can you claim the 5% VAT tax If you own a business, for example, if you give me a contract, you give me a company gives you a contract and you charge them VAT, can they claim that VAT from you? Like when you pay the VAT, they can claim, then use it to cancel to reduce the taxes that they are paying, because in Kenya we have a 16% VAT. When I do a business with a company and I charge them 16% VAT, when I pay that 16% VAT, it is credited on their account, so that if there is a business they have done elsewhere and they charged the client VAT, they'll not have to pay the whole amount. It will be deducted from that, so that they can pay a very small amount of VAT. For example, if they do a job for someone else, the client that have done job, and I charge VATs of 16%. If they do a job for someone else and they charge 16%, and let's say let's use US dollars for example. If the client charged $100 in VAT tax, and for me here, my VAT tax of 16% was, say, $60. When I pay KRA, Kenya Revenue Authority, when I pay KRA 16%, Agipa-san, you say you have to go. So thank you for joining me and sharing your experience about taxes in UAE. Thank you, brother, for joining us. M1HR4B, you say, I'm from Northwest Antarctica in the Middle East of Asia. While in Africa, eating chicken in America, while we had a plane in the interview of Instemata of Chile, KFC, PFC, KHJ, Talaria, Cappuccino. So that is interesting. So when you pay those taxes, for example, if I pay the $60, the client that I have paid will claim that VAT, and when the client that they have done job to, they charged $100 as VAT. When they claim that VAT, the $60 will be deducted from the $100 that they charged their client. And at the end of the day, they'll have to pay only $40. So that is how VAT works, and that is how beneficial it is. But sometimes if you fail to pay on time the VAT, you will be penalized, I think 10% a month, or 10,000. I think it's, if you don't file VAT returns every month, you'll be penalized 10,000 Kenya shillings, which is equal to $100 every month, which is very expensive. This penalty, I think it was brought about so that people can pay their taxes on time. So today, let's discuss about penalties and default on taxes. Have you ever defaulted on taxes? Have you ever been penalized on taxes? Let me know in the chat section below here. I'm taking a short break. I'll be back in a minute. And also, if you're new on this channel, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, take time to visit my website on cheptionyi.com to learn more. Now let's go. I'll be continuing in a minute, so I'll be back in a short while. So I'm back, guys. Like this live chat, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also take time to visit my website on cheption.com to learn more. Cheption is spelled as Cheptiony. So welcome to this chat again. My name is Cheption Mutai. Subscribe, like this video, and share your story in the chat section below here. Have you ever been penalized, or have you ever defaulted on taxes? What is your story? Where are you watching from? Tell me which country you are watching from, and also tell me what kind of taxes do you pay in your country? Are you employed or do you do business? And how are taxes in your country? What is the percentage of value added tax, that is VAT? What is the value of income tax for consultancy? Tell me a little bit about your country, where you're watching from, and about your tax story. Let me know in the chat section below here. Also say hi. I want to know who is watching this live broadcast right now. I would like to know who is watching this live broadcast and where you are watching from. So share, be free, feel free, share your thoughts, share your comments in the chat section below here. Where are you watching from? And also, what is your tax story? Have you ever been penalized of tax? Moving Will 26. Hello, my brother Cheption, watching from Machakos. I'm a YouTuber. To keep up the good work, you have my support. Thank you so much, my brother. May God bless you. Thank you for watching this live broadcast. And also, I would like to encourage you to keep on creating content, because the content that you share with people is helping other people. So do you have a story? What is your story about taxes? What is your story about taxes? Have you ever defaulted? Luke Holly, you say my country is called Kenya. It is a very rich country whereby the president has promised all citizens 1 million shillings per week and 6 million per month. We are rich indeed. We are now in Canaan. that is very sarcastic, my bro. But I thank you so much for sharing where you're watching from. And this is our country. This is where we live in. And look, I'm interested. Have you ever defaulted on taxes? I'd like to know. I'd like to know you guys. Have you been penalized of taxes? Make sure you subscribe and like this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Visit my website on cheption.com to learn more. Cheption is spelled as my name channel, or as my name. That is my channel name. You can see the name there. And ad.com, that is my website. So you can visit there, see what I do. And if you're interested in any of the services that I offer, you can let me know. As we share the stories on taxes, I'd like to let you know that I am currently writing a book about freelancing. I've actually freelanced online for now for over 10 years, but I have been doing it concurrently with business. So I am writing a book, and that will be available to the premium members only. Those membership program, I have a membership program. The entry fee is just $199. That is about, in Kenya shillings, that is about 250 Kenya shillings. If you're in another country, you can convert that. That is 1.99 USD. and you'll be receiving, you'll be the first people to receive the book that I am writing. It's a 12 chapter book where I share my experiences as a freelancer, as a content creator, and the story that the life that I have lived in the city of Nairobi. But today we are talking about taxes. Today we are talking about taxes and defaulting on taxes. Share your story, share in the chat section below here. I just want to be the last person to share my story on taxes. I have actually defaulted in the past. I have been penalized a lot of money in the past. So share your story in the comment, the chat section below. Where are you watching this video from? Have you liked this video? Have you subscribed to my channel? Let me know in the comment section below. Also take time to visit my website on cheptionyi.com to learn more. Today I would like to know, what is your story on taxes? Do you pay taxes? Have you ever defaulted on taxes? Have you ever been penalized on taxes? Let me know in the comment section. Also like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also in the question and answer, what is your story? Share your story in the chat section below here. What is your story on tax default? Let me know where you're watching from. If you're a Kenyan, let me know which county you are watching this live broadcast from. And if you're new on my channel today, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment on one of my videos. Visit my website on cheptionyi.com. Share your thoughts on today's topic. Have you ever been penalized, or have you ever defaulted on taxes here in Kenya? I'll be sharing my interesting story in a few minutes. Just want you guys to interact with me so that I know where you are watching from and who is watching this live broadcast. Felix Maina says hi. Hi, Felix. Welcome to this live broadcast, brother. Which county are you watching from? And also, Felix, I have a question for you. Have you ever been penalized on, or have you ever defaulted on taxes? Let me know in the chat section below. I'll be sharing my story at the end. Towards the end of this chat, I would like to know, just to know, who is watching my content here and where you are watching from before I share my story. My story is very interesting. I had I was first penalized I think about 140k for VAT default for some years, and also I've also been penalized in the past for failing to file my income tax. That was 20k for the company. I've also been penalized in the past, many things. I've been penalized severally, but I've come out of the situation because I was able to explain myself to the taxman. So I'll be sharing how that happened and how I dealt with the first case, and had I had not the knowledge I have right now, I would not have lost money paying taxes, paying the default on taxes. So today we are talking about penalization on your taxes. Kenyans, we don't like paying taxes. If there is a way that we can avoid taxes, brother, I know we don't like paying taxes because the people managing those tax uh, those taxes, in many occasions, you find them misusing the taxes that we pay. So many, and I don't know where this culture also of not paying taxes and enjoying not paying taxes came from, because the same people who are complaining that the roads are not good, the security is not good, blah, 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 the services in hospitals are not good, are the same people who are trying to avoid to pay taxes. But I'm not here to speak on behalf of Kenyans, on behalf of anyone, but I'm speaking on behalf of myself, because at some point I used to complain a lot about what is happening in the country, why some roads are not being built, why some services in the government are very slow, why this and that and that. And I realized that I was not in any way contributing to the taxes which pays those people, or which can help to facilitate those programs that will bring development in our country. So I later resolved to find a way that I could, even if I can pay very small amount of taxes, I will be very happy. But I later learned that every Kenyan pays tax every day when they make a purchase. Because when you go to a supermarket and you look at the receipt that you receive in the supermarket, I'll show you an example here, and I'll block the name of the supermarket, but this is a receipt from the supermarket. If you see clearly, they have VAT charges below there. And the VAT charges is, that is a tax that will go to the government to pay, and it will be paid as tax. So when you pay for goods and services that you purchase on the supermarket, you pay tax. That is one way of paying your taxes. And there is also the benefit of paying taxes and understanding how taxes work. And many people avoid to pay tax because they don't really understand the dynamics of taxes. They don't really understand how they can claim and what kind of taxes they can claim. If they own a business, they don't really understand that kind of taxes and how they can claim these taxes and benefit from them. And that is why many people try to avoid to pay taxes, because they don't know the loopholes that are there and the benefits and the what benefits you will get when you know how to pay your taxes, when you know the taxes that you can claim, when you know the various categories of taxes that you can pay. And also, today in Kenya, it's really hard to do business with government. It's really hard to do business with private organizations if you don't have a VAT obligation in your account, or if you don't have a tax PIN for your company, a tax personal identification number for the company or for yourself in the sole proprietor business that you are operating. And that is another opportunity that it presents itself. When you are tax compliant, you are able to be considered by government organization, by private organizations to do business with them. So today, Papa Wepukulu, sole proprietor. Okay. I don't think I realized that my pronunciation is African, but thank you so much for making that correction, sole proprietor. I don't know how you can pronounce it better, but I believe that you understand my point. So let's continue. So back in the year 2013 and also 2015, I registered a sole proprietor business and I registered a limited company business. Then along the way, in the same year 2015, the tax obligation, the VAT tax obligation was added to my account without my knowledge after doing a business with a government agency. And the reason that this VAT obligation was added to my account is because I transacted a business with the organization, and by default, they remitted VAT under my PIN number, under my PIN tax. And when they did that, and actually on my end, I had charged VAT without knowing that I have to have the obligation for VAT in order to file returns for that account. And I think it was 2 years down or 3 years down the line, or it was about 14 months later, the company at Kenya Revenue Authority sent me a notification that I have to file a VAT return for the business I did back, I think it was many years later. And I had to follow up and start filing nil returns. But it took me about 2-3 years before I paid that amount, and it was amounting to 140K, 140,000 Kenya shillings. From that time, I was not able to get the tax compliance certificate, which was some companies would require me to submit the tax compliance certificate, which was really, I didn't have that certificate with me. So I struggle a lot to try to resolve the issue, trying to explain to Kenya Revenue Authority why I didn't know about the tax return, that I didn't know about the VAT obligation that was added to my account. They told me to write a letter. I wrote a couple of letters. Every time I wrote a letter and sent to them, they would say, no one has taken or has heard that, has got a letter. And I had to write many times until I decided to pay the money. And it was really difficult for me, but I managed to pay the funds. I paid in installments in a span of 6 months. I think I remember it was in the year 2020. In a span of 6 months, I had cleared the whole amount. 2020, 2021. In a span of 6 months, I had cleared the whole amount, and I was now tax compliant. That was the first one. But now, later after paying that amount, I realized that they had something, they came up with something later, what they call tax amnesty. And in tax amnesty, you are given, you are forgiven all your debts with the Kenya Revenue Authority that is connected with penalties and defaults. So but you have to make an application for the same to be applied into your account. So that was how I got penalized. And so make sure regularly you log into your Kenya iTax account on Kenya Revenue Authority, then check the obligations that you have. If especially you have transacted a business with an organization that is reputable and you have charged them VAT, because the moment you charge an organization, the moment you charge an individual VAT, the moment they each time when you charge VAT at the end of every month, because they know what they are doing, they'll file their VAT returns and they'll declare that you charge them 16% VAT. And on your end, if you become ignorant of the obligation of VAT, you'll be penalized because you first need to apply to have the obligation added to your PIN. Then later now you can file your return. And I found myself last year on the same problem, because as a sole proprietor, I operated a business, I transacted with a client, and I didn't charge VAT. But on their end, they assumed that the total amount of money in the invoice was inclusive VAT. So they declared to the carrier that I did business with them, and the VAT was part of that amount in the invoice. So I didn't get any notifications when they filed the return, but I think a year later, when I upgraded to a limited company, is when I realized that the client had filed a return on VAT, which I didn't actually charge on the invoice, and it resulted in a default or a penalty of 100,000 Kenya shillings. That is a lot of money to pay for something that you are not aware of, because the obligation at the time was not in my PIN. So that is my story on penalty, but I'm following up on the same, and I believe now the knowledge I have, it will be removed from my account. So it is very good to have knowledge on taxes in your country. So if you have any question regarding to penalties and defaults on your taxes, again, chat with me on the chat session. Let me know where you are watching this live broadcast from. Where are you watching from? Have you liked this video? Have you subscribed to my channel? Do you know that I have a premium membership program? And those people who join the premium membership program will be the first people to get my first book that I'll be publishing very soon. So you'll be the first people. I'll be creating also audiobook, and those people who are in the membership program will be only the people who will get the book. M1HR4B, I'm back, my Abibi. So welcome back, my friend. Thank you so much for joining this live broadcast. It is now time for the question and answers. If you have any question regarding to paying your taxes, or dealing with taxes in your country, or taxes online, or you have any story, very interesting story to share, let me know in the chat section below here. So guys, it's time for chat. Let me know, share anything, share your thoughts in the chat section. I'll be responding to each and every chat below here. So I'm taking this banana as I wait for your chats. Let me know, ask any question below, and I'll be able to answer. If you're new on this channel right now, like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, have a look at the videos on my channel. Find one that is interesting to you. Leave a comment in below that video. Also, if you like everything that I share, if you like my content, if you like my information that I share, join my premium program. At the moment, I don't have much content. I don't have anything there, but I promise beginning this month, I'll be sharing premium content, exclusive content and exclusive chats on for those people who have subscribed to my premium membership program. So thank you so much guys for staying with me on this channel. Type your question below here. Which country are you watching from? Where are you watching from? And also, do you have any comment or view on this video? Share in the below chat. M1HR4B. How is jobs in Dubai? How is business there? Can we are there opportunities there? And maybe you can organize for us opportunities in the media and content creation and link us there with opportunities. Share, Habib. So if you are still here, if you're still here, I'm asking that you share your question or answer for answers below in the chat section below. If you have any question, let me know in the chat section. And also, if you are new on this channel, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you everyone for joining this live broadcast. If you are not commented, if you are not shared your chat, if you are not shared any comment on the chat, you are free to share. I still have 15 minutes here to be on this live broadcast. I still have 15 minutes of my time. If you have questions, you have comments, if you have thoughts on taxes. People fear taxes a lot, but there is nothing much to fear unless you're defaulting or unless you are doing business that is not legal. Otherwise, based on the studies I have done, taxes are good. Paying taxes is good, and understanding first the types of taxes that are there before you start paying is very critical. And understanding the benefits that you get by paying taxes, the benefits of understanding the different categories of taxes will really help you to propel your business and move to a new dimension. Don't try to avoid or evade tax. If you can, if you're in a position to pay or to claim, just do the right thing. Yes. So if you have any question regarding to my life, regarding to taxes, regarding to default, regarding to penalties, let me know. Share in the chat section below here. So if you don't have any question regarding to paying taxes and defaulting on taxes and being penalized on taxes, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every person who have chatted with me on this live broadcast, who have joined me and listened to me during this presentation, who have actually shared their story about taxes, and who only they have watched this live broadcast. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you so much. May God bless you. If you believe in God, may God bless you. And also, may you, if you are a content creator, may you grow, may you expand, may you find and explore new territories in your life. For now, I'll be ending this live broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for all that you've done to see me continue creating and sharing content every day. Before I close, also like, subscribe, and share my YouTube channel. Visit my website on cheptionyi.com to learn more about me and read various blogs there. And also, I would like to thank everyone who has played a role in one way or another in keeping me on my channel. Up until next time, bye bye and take care. My name is Cheption Mutai.